We are indeed good. So just in case you didn't hear us at the beginning there, welcome to the ECS European show. We're here to see Envy versus FaZe, which is what will be the best of 3 of today. And for those of you who were not tuned in yesterday, we passed the 700k follower mark as well. So we're going to be giving away a Glock Fade Factory New to subscribers. There will also be a subscriber giveaway for a StatTrak Falchion Knife Fade Factory New. And there'll be an open raffle, which will be for Karambit Rust Coat. Marvelous. That's very good. So, Envy versus FaZe. Janko, what are you expecting? What are your I wanted to say, what are your expectations and what are you expecting? And I said expectation instead.
Well, if I was a betting man, James, I would stay the fudge away from this match. So this is going to be what they want to work on. So you never know which EnVyUs is going to show up. Yesterday they lost to Myrbostad in 2 maps. But in Malmo you had a couple of games where Kenny S was going off and Apex, and whenever that happens, EnVyUs is a threat. And on the up yesterday they lost to Myrbostad in 2 maps. But in Malmo you had a couple of games where Kenny S was going off and Apex, and whenever that happens, EnVyUs is a threat. And on the other hand, you have FaZe, who only had maybe 3 or 4 days playing with Kio, the new player on the team. He came in instead of Michael. So for them, it's also a coin toss whether their players will show up individually, because that's the only thing they can rely on. So far, they didn't have enough time to practice and to get their team play, so to speak, rolling. So it's going to come down basically to how do the players of both teams perform individually, in my opinion.
Okay, so I mean, things are going a bit crazy over at the EnVyUs camp. Like what we read from Vakam, Maniac was the coach. Then he left to join LDLC and run the show. And then Existence became available. And then they said, okay, Existence, you're the man now, dog. And Maniac was kind of left in the cold because Existence didn't want him on the team. So he had already told EnVyUs, I'm leaving. So it's a bit of a camp's a bit crazy over there. So I don't know if he's like officially left EnVy. I mean, it's just according to the report. So I don't know if they have a coach anymore. I mean, obviously, when the coach was there, it's still a bit of a mess.
I think that Maniac had the same issue that Nato had when he was coaching NIP. That he was, had some things he wanted to implement, but couldn't really, make it across so that team themselves agreed to it or maybe start working on those things. It felt like that, at least from the outside. It didn't feel like they were changing a whole lot, which we were expecting after changing to NBK as the in-game leader and bringing in Maniac. So yeah, I don't know if he's gonna maybe come back to EnVyUs now or what's going to happen, but yeah.
Well, we will see what the solution is for the Envy side over time, I suppose. I think they, again, maybe perhaps it's not a roster issue and it's more of a tactical one.
It's definitely deeper than just a roster issue.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy.
Great persistence.
Obviously, a lot of people are looking over at Devil as well and his performances. So lots to be had there. But then the FaZe as well. They've got Robban leading things for them at the moment. kioShiMa new to the team, and they have. I suppose you have to expect there might be some roles changing to help kioShiMa fit into the team better. I don't know, or maybe it'll be a difficult thing. We will have to see. But a turbulent time for both teams, perhaps. So it looks like the first map in this best of 3 is going to be Dust 2. I'll get the other maps for you shortly, but that should be starting very quickly indeed.
I know the other maps, James.
What are the other maps, Janko?
Cobblestone, and the decider is Cash.
Cobblestone and Cash.
And FaZe picked Dust 2, and EnVyUs picked Cobble, and they both banned. They banned Overpass and Mirage. EnVyUs banned Mirage, and FaZe banned Cobblestone. Not Cobblestone, Overpass.
This makes it even weirder to predict as well, because Dust 2 as a start is just can be very random with players like these that are on both of these teams. In Cobblestone, I would always lean towards EnVyUs, that's for sure, just because, actually, mostly because Kenny S has been playing better and better recently, and they know how to use him on that map. But, well, looks like it's pistol time, James.
See ya, boys.
And we will indeed see Janko sometime later. Hopefully during the segment later where he's supposed to turn up. But you never know. So the aggressive catwalk opener is definitely still common. That's probably something that's not going to leave the meta game for quite some time. even though the T is not expected, it's a very strong opening just to get information. And one of the issues with Dust 2 is big rotation times, and obviously playing aggressive cat can really help you to deal with that. So as the CTs and get that information. But EnVyUs, Apex, he's going to be just pushing straight up to crossover. There's a quick couple frags, and that is the bomb site in control of the French side. So FaZe definitely going to be struggling right now to get themselves back on there, but it's okay. It's okay, guys, because the bomb's gone to B. It's complete madness, James.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Everybody calm down. aizy's got all of 6 HP at the moment. This might not be easy for the FaZe side, although headshots will always help. Rain getting the first one in this initial duel. aizy's managed to survive for the time being, and he's kept Kenny busy while all of Kenny's teammates have been taken down. Kenny taking down Rain, and kioShiMa will have to come off the bomb. It's Kenny alone versus kioShiMa now. Bit of rivalry there, and enough time has passed that Kenny will save the round for his team. kioShiMa going back to do what he can, but all he can do at this point is get an extra kill. He will die alone in the bomb site, wondering what could have been in a very uncomfortable position.
I must say, James, I suddenly need to wake up because I have all the information. I got caught off guard a little bit by that play of EnVyUs there, where they managed to get the bomb over to the B bomb site after getting the initial entries towards A. Obviously, selling FaZe down the river a bit because FaZe were pretty convinced that once the A bomb site was completely clear that the bomb was going to be traveling there, as they didn't have any vision towards long, really. And now it's going to be that awkward situation on the CT side where FaZe actually decide to go for a force buy, and I definitely think it's quite awkward. I think if EnVyUs just play a good anti-force buy strategy, it's very hard for the CTs, but we'll have to see if they will unveil themselves to these one-on-ones. That is really the way that the CTs can get back in this round.
Let's see if the scouts of kioShiMa can make any significant connections in this round. EnVyUs is trying to discern where these CTs are at the moment. There are a lot of different setups. Yesterday we saw 2 different setups to get a smoke down into CT spawn. We'll see where these nades are going. Okay, so it's another approach to the anti-sniper position.
Fantastic.
And it's working out for Envy. You seem pleased then?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily expect a round like this, especially from EnVyUs. You know, there's actually a lot. There's a lot of anti-force buys that you can try to run. I think the 2 most common ones you'll see is a team basically just going for a long take and then just pushing into the site with grenades, because you can basically trade very well. The nades are very, very helpful with that long push. You can trade very easily because you're in wide open spaces. You've got the long ranges. It's a really nice kind of foolproof way to try to approach that round. But then you've got the other one, which is the B rush, essentially with nades as well, which even if you run into a stack, it's again a similar sort of principle. You get past that initial choke point, and you should be pretty good from there on out. And it's rare that you see a kind of set piece off of Cat, and that's exactly what they did. They smoked off the bomb site, got the bomb planted, and then the CTs have to go and run into open spaces. They can't play around their hidey holes and in their corners, their close range corners and so on, with the pistols where they can actually get the frags. So they're forced out of those spots, and EnVyUs have a pretty clean round actually. So quite impressed, and this is great to see, because then the CT side get punished for going for a force buy, and that's how it should really be, I think.
Okay, so the scout continues on to kioShiMa. Other than that, the FaZe team don't really have much of anything going on. 2 towards B, 2 towards short, with 1 towards long. We'll see how far this aggression will take the FaZe team. Envy just waiting for them, giving FaZe an opportunity to hang themselves. So, still early days here in this best of 3. So 3 men going up short there. Nice numbers advantage by the T's. NBK holding down the flank with happy for support as well. So far, so good. At his most comfortable around smoke grenades. He'll come in and try and clear things out. He hasn't gone for the, looks like a sneaky spot yet though. So aizy will get a consolation frag. And Rain's made his way all the way to T-spawn. But again, not really much to be expected here from the FaZe side. NBK is going to get taken down in isolation actually. What gun did he have? We will soon find out. aizy choosing not to go for it. He could try and run through the smoke actually while it's there to pick it up. I don't know if is it a Galil?
I'm kind of liking. I mean, if EnVyUs are able to take Dust 2, which is obviously the pick of FaZe, I'm liking their chances to win the best 3 because I think that EnVyUs' Cobblestone is definitely quite an amount stronger than FaZe. But then again, you know what Janko said is fairly true. That trying to make a prediction on a matchup like this with both teams being so up and down as they are, it's very. You wouldn't really want to make a prediction on it. It's just, it can be, there's all the variance there. So we'll have to see if EnVyUs will be able to hold strong, but they definitely have a nice advantage going in onto their beginnings here in this best of 3 on their T side. And now up against FaZe, and Fox is going to have an ult straight away. The interesting thing will be to see the dynamic between Kenny Yes and Fox. If Fox is going to really want to try to get direct challenges when he has that ult, up middle, play a bit more risky, or if he'll play a little bit more safe, playing the classic car position with the AWP, which is so strong indeed. And just a pretty standard default coming out from EnVyUs at the moment. You would probably expect them around this timing to maybe pop flash into the double doors just to clear any CTs that could be very, very close to the double doors, because you don't want to give free information if you're running up cat, and allow the CTs to hear that and rotate preemptively, get good anticipation going, get that information. But it looks like EnVyUs actually, instead of pressuring into catwalk, which is usually quite expected by the CT side, they're going to go for a delayed long take here. Initially it looked like 4 players, but they are going to be sending 3 players there. So the bulk of this A split is actually going towards long, which is quite interesting. It's always fun to see whether the team picks the 3-2, 3 cat, 2 long, or the other way around. And it's going to be 3 long. jkaem's in a great position here. The counter flashes are fantastic. jkaem getting easy kills there from the blue container position. And now it's going to be down to Happy against 5 players if he wants to give any chance in this round for his team. And that is a very, very hard ask, even for Happy. Nice little pop there from Happy, but he will be silenced by Fox. And there you go, a flashbang. Something as simple as just a $200 investment can win you a round in the Counter-Strike.
I love flashbangs, Dan.
They're really good.
Flashbangs.
Flashbangs
are glorious. That's a really good start in the buy round for FaZe. 4 players surviving after losing the pistol. Kenny will be on the AWP, however, so Envy literally coming out with the big guns now. No tags through the door for FaZe as they make their way over towards the B-bomb site with 2 players. NBK looking for some initial aggression. It's a really interesting spot where kioShiMa is actually, because once he's there, he basically can't escape without being shown. You have to jump up on the ledge, so you expose your whole body, and he'll use it to go over to headshot, which might be unexpected. Very nice spray onto Apex as well, and he will indeed make his escape over the platform. So just something to be aware of if you're a CT playing on the platform there. It's hard to be shot, but once you've been spotted, if you don't have a way to escape, then you basically have to show your head. You can't run once you're behind there. If the T's are able to throw a Molotov there, for example, bounce off the barrel, then you might be in trouble. Although it doesn't happen very often successfully, at least for the T's. 4 versus 4 now, 2 CTs per site, so the rotation will be long and arduous, whichever way the T's choose to go. They have nobody in CT, so they won't hear Kenny jumping around on short. Meanwhile, there is a push through B from NBK, and I think that's happy with him as well. There is a crossfire, though, from FaZe between Car and the site itself. So soon smoke will dissipate, and Rain will be the first to get a frag, and that's going to send Happy all the way over towards A, where his team are going to try and push as fast as possible. Ooh, the smoke goes down just in time. Fox, I think he was unlucky not to get that frag onto Devil, leaving jkaem alone now, and he's getting heavily tagged. So he's going to have to try and hold on to long while the rest of his teammates rotate from B. And now Happy is being the lurker to stop the rotation. kioShiMa perhaps knows what his old teammate's up to, and Happy will win the duel, leaving jkaem alone with 15 HP. So FaZe won the first, but lost the second buy round.
Yeah, that Fox moment is basically the GG moment, more or less, unless something ridiculous happens. But he has to get a frag there, obviously, and it's kind of crazy because he actually had time to aim. For a player like Fox, he almost had a lifetime of time to actually line up that shot, and he just straight up missed it, and that's unusual from Fox.
Yeah, not often he does.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see the implications of that. Obviously, EnVyUs have been able now to reset FaZe, which is a big problem in the FaZe camp. I mean, are FaZe going to be able to have as strong a T half as EnVyUs here? And if EnVyUs, you know, they're a kind of team that there's a lot of emotional players. If they really get rolling, if they get into their game, if they have an economy to play with and get that confidence, then they can really start to steamroll you, and that's where things can get very interesting when you're watching EnVyUs. But I do like some of the attempts we saw from NBK in the previous round, even though he failed to just open up the B bomb site by himself. Quite good at that. But there you go. Just as I say that, he's going to, with surgical precision, deal with aizy, and that's going to be the bomb site. And again, you know, we talked about this before. Anti-eco, anti-force by play. They had a delayed round to try to counter aggression. Then they just snapped everybody into that B bomb site. It's really fast. Don't give the CTs any time to react with the pistols. And jkaem obviously has stolen away still the AK. So yeah, great. Again, EnVyUs are playing some decent anti-force buys and anti-ecos. I am colorly impressed because they aren't the team that you necessarily would expect that from. And you would also expect them to have reckless decision-making with their own economy. But they're not in that position just yet. There's usually the CT side where that becomes most problematic for them.
Nice angle held by kioShiMa. Little consolation frag as he will survive with his teammate jkaem, who will take an AK into the next round. Let's see, Fox can buy AWP, no armor, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So the money's still tight for FaZe here after their eco. They'll get out a reasonable amount of nades. Got smoke onto everyone, which is good. Let's see, Kenny looking for a second player, doesn't see him. Those grenades bring up so much dirt off the floor. Really effective. It's extremely hard to see through those. I think it's worth just gambling. Well, maybe not on Dust 2, where somebody might just pop out and shoot you in response, but generally speaking, where people use the dirt to cross a spot. Like if you knew the CTs were on an eco, for example, then it would be better to shoot through the dirt itself. And Kenya has a shot through Fox's head. So that's overkill. That's approximately down 448 hit points if you get shot in the face with an AWP. So the T's look to be setting up a split on the A bomb site. You can see Happy here just dropping I think a smoke down the other part. No, well, they can be actually quite aggressive. So while he fired a shot, I don't know if Envy are aware of his position. NBK doesn't seem to be looking for him, and neither does Happy. The timing is unreal. NBK is not going to get taken down by jkaem, so that is a colossal failure by him. And aizy's putting in great work to try and hold things down here, but it's not going to be enough. 6-1, Envy will go, and FaZe are in financial troubles now then.
Yeah, they've been in the doldrums for quite some time, actually, in that sense. And the most notable thing here is that I think yesterday, when we had FaZe Virtus Pro, Yanko said, okay, you know, FaZe can do this if they're able to step up individually, right? And that was kind of the story there. This is a situation where it's absolutely the same thing, I would say, against EnVyUs of all teams. You know, individual skill should be a strength of FaZe's, but they're actually, you know, multiple players. They're kind of missing some key battles here. The skill is definitely being doesn't look as on point as it did yesterday. And again, we're going to see an anti-eco here where Happy is just going to go for info with his AK-47, kind of playing as if you would, as if he had like a Mac-10 or something. He feels fairly expendable, getting information for the team, and basically just killing everyone. So that's okay. You can see that his teammates were sort of just waiting to see what happened in Upper Dark. But now he's got some assistance, and they're just going to let Happy kill everyone, which works. That works. That works okay. Wow, the money is juicy on the T side right now.
Juicy money then?
Yeah.
Do you think plastic money could be juicy?
No. Plastic is
American money is far from juicy, for example. It's very dry, in fact.
I think generally money is dry. Unless, I mean, what do you say? What are you trying to say, James?
It depends on what you use as a currency, in fairness.
I suppose if you used Haribo as a currency, it's somewhat chewy, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know if juicy is the right word.
No, I wouldn't say juicy. I almost went there, but no. All right, well.
Ooh, he was teased, Dan. He was teased.
Yeah, and these are the shots.
His teammate got taken down instead.
Yeah, these are shots that you're expecting them to actually hit, but every time they go for these little opportunities like that, they're actually not capitalizing. And there's another instance of that where they try to make that one-on-one play, get the advantage, and then cannot get the kill.
That has to be frustrating. Like, FaZe are just not connecting at the moment. It's still, well, I was going to say it's still early, but it's almost round 10, so perhaps not. But yeah, that's super frustrating. That's a really nice flash by aizy, actually.
Yeah.
There's another one as well. You've got all the names of aizy, and he's doing well so far, but there's a player on the high ground who jumped off. Kenny, though, will be enough. Fox is alone, but he's put himself within good stead. I was going to say he had a good chance of getting somebody on the cross there, but Envy have other ideas, and Fox will get smoked out of position. So Fox in a 1 versus 2. Apex has 4 HP, but since Fox is on the AWP, it might not make a difference if he has 4 or 100.
Yeah, this is very doable for Fox, to be honest. It just has to connect that shot. Oh, and there you go. Kenny S peeking, and Apex gets the trade with that 4 HP of his. And let's not forget that Apex was the guy jumping from Xbox onto Catwalk, and he had his back to, who was it? I'm not sure who it was in the middle, maybe Rain or Kyo or jkaem, one of those three. And he just was able to have time to turn around and then just kill the guy shooting at him. So yeah, FaZe definitely not hitting their shots at the moment, and it's really hurting them. 8-1, EnVyUs having an easy time with map 1. Again, FaZe's choice. Cobblestone is the second map, and it's EnVyUs' pick, one of EnVyUs' best maps, in my opinion. And once again, Happy's just trying to shut him down on middle. And finally, we're going to see what happens when Happy does not kill the entire team. As far as like the anti-eco, anti-force buy goes, you can see that they're using Happy as kind of this expendable player. He can just run in, try to take all the frags. And then when that fails this time, of course, we're going to see that it does fail, and we get the full push into the B-bomb side. So in some rounds, that we've seen, you have teams where they'll try to take one-on-ones, and you can very much see that they just don't really have a plan behind it. But here EnVyUs clearly have a plan. It's Happy's job to take the one-on-ones, and if he fails, his team pushes into a bomb site, and they're ready to do that. They're not just taking random 1 versus 1s.
3 AWPs on the map now, 2 of which are on the CT side. We'll see if kioShiMa can bolster the defenses of the FaZe side, which are failing at the moment, mostly due to just not hitting the shots though, which is a little bit unusual, especially for a team of such caliber in terms of individual play. So we've got jkaem going aggressive now and getting taken down. Fox is being taken down as well. So Dust 2 just not working out for FaZe right at the moment. Envy already on an 8-round lead, storming towards a very strong first half.
Yep, indeed. And we're seeing some performances in some of the rounds from the FaZe players to kind of pick up the slack a little bit, but it's just a little bit too little too late in some of these instances. But there you go. We got kioShiMa on a reposition, and it is going to be enough to pick up a frag, but NBK straight with another frag back, and the bomb will be picked up finally. And I'm sure that kioShiMa has absolutely no idea what's going on with the bomb right now. He's going to be checking in to be perhaps expecting that there could be a player coming for him, but there is none. The bomb will be planted safely on the A site by Devil, and there you go.
I'm allowing so many flashbangs over towards the B-bomb site now. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Inside and out from kioShiMa and aizy. Pretty nice. What's not nice though is the first half performance of FaZe so far. It is a monster lead from Envy, and you have to wonder where it will end. FaZe with no helmets whatsoever, but I doubt it's going to matter because we've got loads of AKs coming out, and Kenny on the AWP. So triple FAMAS Mag 7 onto jkaem, Mag 7 onto on Dust 2 is not something you see every day. And I'm surprised that I think it's gimmicky, but it can be effective if he was playing in the boost position towards A. Could rotate to the site as well if he was, if Envy allowed it to, well, do this essentially. But he's doing it from a bit further away than would have been ideal. He's messed up the smoke as well. That's not good. The plant should come down here. Death by paper cuts is what jkaem's trying to do. Hasn't really done any damage because it was just too far away. I think if you went to the boost spot, then you could have got a lot more done. FaZe are getting the kills in, and Kenny's alone. There are quite a lot of heavily tagged players though, so Kenny's probably going to have to go with the AWP. But if he's stuck to Tech 9, he can kill all these players.
There's no kits to this. Defuse is taking a while, but Kenny's got to go for the shot right now. He's got to re-peek and get it. Oh, so close. So incredibly close. And at least, you know, he'll get some kills in there. But what that was an absurd round. I mean, okay, so we had jkaem's perspective with the Mag 7 for ages. And so that made the round look even more weird because he was just somehow, someone was in a position, James, to fire like 10 Mag 7 shots without dying. When do you see that happen?
I know, right?
If a guy has a Mag 7, either everyone dies or he dies immediately.
Yeah, the hilarious thing was that he was basically doing no damage with it, but he was running distraction, and everybody else got somehow wiped out by Envy. Maybe fearing getting closer to the Mag 7 around the smoke, stuck around the kind of area around Gandalf and the short catwalk.
Cool little double peak setup here, though. This is nice.
Yeah.
Again, it's a slight off angle to an extent because essentially when you're peaking, you're not immediately expecting that angle specifically. Yeah. You're looking at a different angle.
Yeah, Shox quite likes to play angles like that on Cash B. He is willing to stand on either side of the ramp, for example, which is kind of
takes all the confidence.
More exposed. Yeah, exactly. Indeed, it's a confidence play. Speaking of confidence play, NBK is charging into the B bomb site while his teammates get ready to seize areas elsewhere. Got Happy in for support once again, and it's worked to a wonder. B bomb site has been completely cleared out, and FaZe are just having a horrible time. I think the Air Princess Diana died. I think the Queen called it her Annus Horribilis.
Wait, sorry, what? What are you talking about?
Annus Horribilis, Latin. It's like the worst year of her life, basically. But I wonder, like, if there's like an equivalent term for.
I suppose so.
No, it's a queen.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, I wonder if there's a day equivalent, because this is not a good day for FaZe, Dan.
No.
It's where I was going with that.
Right.
In a roundabout way.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a team. They have to hit their shots, and you know, it can sound very lame to say, you know, oh, they need to hit their shots, but FaZe that basically, if you,
that's literally what they're not doing, isn't it?
Well, it's that. But the thing is that if you know, like those card trading games, sometimes we have like different characters that are worth different amounts of strength on this, that, or the other. Like FaZe have so much firepower that and it's almost like they sacrifice in almost everything else. And if they don't have that firepower, then they are a much lesser team than, let's say, let's take VP for an example. If VP aren't hitting all their shots, they still have a lot of strategy and team play and coordination and drills and so on to back it up with. Whereas FaZe, their definitely emphasis is on the firepower, and so they need to be firing off there. And they are getting frags here and there, but the problem is that generally speaking, their trading is inefficient. EnVyUs are an immensely skilled team individually, but I would say FaZe definitely can go toe to toe with them individually for sure.
Yeah. Like, so basically, as you said, if you're not killing people, then what else is there?
They don't have much to fall back on, and you could already tell that as well from the fact that they forced bought after losing the pistol straight away. But I think a lot of teams are starting to not do that, or at least you only have like a light investment where you maybe spend like no more than $1,000 there. That's even a little bit too much, I think, in some cases. But you know, just to reinforce that first round buy. And again, you get the anti-force buy in from EnVyUs. Look at this. They're just going to charge up catwalk. This is a great round. Good plan. Let's see if they're able to actually hit the frags here and execute the kills. So far, it's going to be aizy taking down Apex as Apex tried to sprint down towards crossover. And the Deagles, very, very strong. Good job done here by FaZe, starting to finally hit some of these shots, but there are 3 more EnVyUs players to worry about.
Okay, charging onto the side of the AWP around the smoke is not going to work out for the team. He'll be easily taken down. So the fast play, unfortunately, did not work out for Envy. aizy was hiding for the longest time because it's hard when you're moving onto a site like that. You have to be wary of somebody playing on the site, holding a bit of a passive angle, so they're not facing immediately the choke point on short, but you're halfway through short, and then you'll suddenly see them shooting at you. So you've got to look over there. Also exposed to elevator from that position, and then the car position as well.
Exposed.
Yeah. Great start, Dan. It's a great start for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and this is a round 2 where I feel like EnVyUs played a great round. It was a great. The theory behind it was very good, but and this is the cool thing with FaZe is that when FaZe pick up Deagles, a Deagle, all you have to do is hit those 2 meaty shots or that headshot, and you've taken a player down, it's very hard to trade against. It can be hard to trade against the Deagles sometimes. So with a team as skilled as FaZe, they can just win rounds like that. And it doesn't matter if EnVyUs had a better strategy. EnVyUs still are pressured to hit those shots, otherwise they will just lose. That's exactly what happened there. EnVyUs with a bit of a just waning a little bit in that round on the firepower, but we're going to see the pistol round of the second half, and of course, very important for EnVyUs to, for FaZe to win this one to stop EnVyUs from crushing them in their own map choice. Oh dear! Look at the boost as well. Nice little pressure in here from EnVyUs on middle. Lots of info gathered, and also kills. Kills are good, or a kill.
Kills are good. A kill is okay. Ideally, kill plural is what is required. FaZe Rain is going to take down NES. Will the rest of the FaZe players be able to take down Devil over towards the B bomb site? He is peppering these balls, and they are getting taken down now. NBK coming up to clean the things with Devil. Apex getting the last kill. So this could be a very fast first map, Dan. A very fast first map, indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. And in a spot like this, of course the Force Square is going to come in, but I would love to see at least like one or two of the players have a situation where they can have like a couple nades here, because it's very hard to close distance on this map. And but if you have like a couple nades, you can do a long take, and maybe you get that opening kill. And if you do early in the rounds, you can very quickly take the bomb site and pick up the weapons along the way. Like it can actually be very, very overwhelming and strong. But some good counter grenades, or rather pre-nades, to try to blow up any early timings, quite literally with the HE. And we will have that long take indeed. And I think there was a single flash, but I think it may... Oh, there he goes. So we have pop flash for the close positions. And EnVyUs, they're not going to be playing the close positions. They would never want to do that against these pistols, playing the far back positions. NBK sort of stuck by the car a little bit, but he does have support. And now they spotted that they aren't pushing, and they've got obviously KennyS there by the barrels, who's actually going to end up going down, but he was gathering information as well that the bomb is traveling up catwalk, and this is a one-on-one against Happy. Happy needs to win this for EnVyUs, and he's going to go down to the Tech 9. So these plays coming in from EnVyUs right now are being exploited by the FaZe side, and this is what we're talking about. These Tech 9s, dangerous, man. Very dangerous indeed. I would say Happy. I mean, the interesting thing there is that do they try to fake KennyS's death cam? Because they're sprinting up short, and Happy heard them, but he tried to take the one-on-ones close range there. Definitely risky business. And it was a better day of business, or better round of business here for FaZe. So they're going to actually reset EnVyUs almost immediately. And this is bad news for the French side, because now FaZe have a way back into the match.
Yeah, I'm expecting that EnVy going to force buy in the next round. I don't expect,
yeah, they should. They should, I think.
I don't expect that they will force buy, obviously, all the way to FaZe catching up with them, as we have seen them do before on maps, but I expect to come out on this particular round, so FaZe will definitely be up against it, because EnVy do love a good notorious force buy. The
thing about force buys on this map as well for CT side is that they do kind of suck, but you're in a spot where like you're going to save twice anyway, so you might as well force buy once and save the next round, and have to buy in the next round, which you would have there in that round anyway.
Oh, Jacob's got a good angle actually to get the spray coming in before that flash went off, and that will be EnVy basically wiped out. Interestingly, NBK didn't really spend much of his money either. He didn't buy Kevlar. Happy Devil Apex bought Kevlar. NBK did not, so he's going to have more money along with KennyS.
Yeah, and it was worth it. I mean, going for that force buy, going for the gamble. Because basically, if they win that force buy, they actually just win the match as well. So
yeah,
because there's no money for FaZe on the next round, and that takes EnVyUs straight to the 16th round, or the ability to just get onto map point. So now the full save comes in, as we talked about, and it's just about EnVyUs trying to get a couple kills here, and again, FaZe trying to play a strong anti-eco, anti-force buy. And funnily enough, I talked about all the anti-force buy options, and we saw only B and Catwalk from EnVyUs in the last half. But from FaZe, their first anti-force buy was actually the long play, which is the third most common option, or rather, maybe I would say probably the most common option for teams.
Is NBK using the P2000? He is indeed. I do wonder. I'd actually love to ask him why he's opted for the P2000 over the USP, because I feel like the USP just has so much more utility.
It's probably just like a feeling. It probably just say feeling or something like that. Because I don't think there's anything other than just like preference in that sense. Because as you say, I'm like the extra accuracy and just the silencer. I much prefer.
I actually prefer the P2000.
Oh, you do?
But I still use the USP because the stealth gives you that extra seconds, and sometimes more than that. For example, if you're, let's say you push apps on Inferno, I think I'll come back to it later, as there is a contest for long at the moment, which has kind of been won by no one yet as a player in pit, but NBK is in position with an AWP, and he is dead. So that is why, well, there's a man advantage now for, never mind that, the round's pretty much over as Happy's teammate has been taken down. Happy could perhaps save an AWP if there is one lying around, I'm sure there is. But like, yeah, if say you push CT apps on Inferno and you catch a T standing towards bench in mid, then if you're shooting him with a USP, then you may get a second dink in before he knows where he's getting shot from. Whereas if you shoot him with a P2000, then he's going to have just a little bit more time to react, and who knows where it goes. So
the USP is more accurate as well with silencer, I'm pretty sure, on long ranges.
Oh, I'm sure it probably is.
I think so. I mean, obviously there's like a trade-off as well because you can't really spam the USP, as like you have to play for the headshots as well. But with the P2000, you can get more. It's more bullets.
It's one extra bullet.
And the rate of fire is a bit better, I guess.
I'm gonna check this now.
I've never thought about the detailed stats actually on
TNT. There's only one extra bullet in the magazine.
I've always just preferred the USP, and I've never even thought about using the P2000. So
I really like the P2000, but it just helps me as a player. If I had better faster aim, then perhaps I'd go for the other one. But never mind that. We can talk about this all day. EnVy have an AK and a bunch of pistols and some Kevlar. And they've got their first frag onto Rain. And
you can see that FaZe are playing the anti, because kioShiMa's playing the info play into B. So again, they're saying, okay, he can be a bit expendable right now. Obviously, they've already lost Rain, which is a bit unfortunate. But they really need to get the bomb. That's kind of important because they're in this position right now where they could commit to a bomb site, and you don't want to do that if you don't have the bomb.
aizy, now they've cleared long, aizy can go and retrieve it. Second day in a row that we've seen the bomb left in T-spawn.
And one of the reasons, by the way, there's a bunch of reasons, but one of the reasons that's the most scary is that when you leave the bomb, let's say you commit to a site and you leave the bomb up somewhere like CT spawn, if maybe a CT finds it when he rotates, if he thinks he's got to retake that bomb site, then finds the bomb. That's a nasty situation, or catches you out of position because you're having to go and retrieve it. So it can get pretty awkward. EnVyUs with those AKs not able to do too much in the ending moments of the round, and as I mentioned, after FaZe won that force buy, it is scary for EnVyUs because you can't count FaZe out. They really are in with the chance to win the map now, and you can see that the gap is closing and closing and closing. NBK and kenius will pick up an AWP each for the EnVyUs side, and Fox will be going for the timing pick towards long. Is he going to find something here though? There's nobody playing long for EnVyUs. So EnVyUs are actually deviating from the very standard setup and going for an aggressive mid play. And aizy's going to, oh my God, aizy I think he just one-bulleted Happy from T-spawn with the AK.
Boom.
And that is pretty brutal. And now FaZe have discovered that long is completely for free, so they know that there's two players on Cattle, that there should be. NBK only gets one on the flick, 3 versus 3 now. And it's actually very interesting because, of course, the two players on Catwalk for EnVyUs, they could potentially do some damage here. And kenius will get one frag, but his teammate in support, Devil from behind, is going to go down. Rain is going to find the finish onto kenius by Gandalf. And now it's down to Apex. He's going to find himself in a forward position, upslope, picks up the bomber. Oh, gets the dink, but not the finishing bullet there onto aizy. What a close round. What a strange round. What a strange round. It's all about that one tap onto Happy down middle though. That was pretty.
aizy had his bell rung.
That was pretty bad for Happy. I gotta say, it sucks when that happens when you just get instantly removed from a round. But nope, you're not playing this round. Sorry.
It's so rare to do that as well. So it's super unlucky. So we've got a fast push. aizy has not seen the player. Devil on the side. Devil, the only man on his team at the moment, without a rifle, who's going to get an AK now for free. So let's see, Rain's made his way into mid, and it seems he might charge up and go for a fast B split with his team. Apex has spotted him. That's going to split him and Kenny. The push is coming in, and they're charging through the smoke, but Kenny's playing closer to it. Trade's coming in. NBK takes down Rain, and Apex falls to jkaem. So the site is in the hands of FaZe for now. They have a man disadvantage. jkaem's heavily tagged, down to 12 HP. Bomber, however, has gone down. Loads of nades streaming in. Still more mollies on the NV side, so Fox may end up being Molotov'd out of position. All the CTs outside the site, nobody in the tunnel. And Fox is just going to be crouching, holding, and trying to avoid the angle. And indeed, the Molotov comes in, will force him from his position, flashes as well. He'll go down, leaving jkaem with 12 HP. He's got a smoke to play with, going for some wild spray. He'll get taken down, and the round will be going to EnVy. 14-9 will be the score. 3 people surviving for EnVy, 2 AKs and an AWP in tow.
Yeah, the 3-man survival is actually pretty key because their money was not good, and this allows them to really get that lovely full buy in all the nades and all the guns. Now we shall see FaZe with that opening play potential middle from Fox. Foxes can be pretty consistent on that gap shot, but look at aizy just going for it right now, getting flashed in by teammates, gets punished down by Devil. Unfortunately for the FaZe side, they're going to get pushed back out of long here. They may even lose both players. Devil just spots Rain. How is it? He can't move anywhere. There's fire all over the place. Rain is still somehow alive, getting back out of there, but Devil's claimed the bomb. He picks up the AK, still 11 bullets left in that. He will toss out a quick Molotov. He's got some support coming his way, but there's fire all over the place. He is a dead man, burnt alive, burnt to a crisp.
The Devil fell to the flames, Dan.
Indeed he did. He is not resistant, he's not flame retardant, unfortunately for him, and it's going to be Rain, who, I don't know how Rain survived. Did you see Rain?
Yeah,
He's just sitting amongst the flames.
The fact FaZe made it this far is crazy. aizy got wrecked twice in a row trying to go for that long push.
Look at the positions though. EnVyUs have locked in FaZe. There's no escape. They cannot get out of longhouse, or they can, but if they try to rotate through T-spawn, they're done. If they try to go up mid, they'll be spotted and then backstabbed by the T-spawn guy. Great angles here from Apex. Really nice off angle there. So they know that the Ts have to push somewhere, but where is it going to be? Looks like it's going to be the A site. Great setup here though by the CTs. So this looks disciplined, James. There appears to be some discipline. Oh, the taps from Rain. If it's going to be anyone, it's the man who defies death. As we saw previously, earlier in this round by Long. But finally, he will be eliminated. He can die. We have discovered that Rain can actually die.
On occasion, Rain can die.
And 15-9 now, EnVyUs map point. I would love to see a replay one day of just Rain just sitting there, somehow surviving amongst the flame, amongst the smoke, amongst all of the AK spray, sitting there, staring at you, just like, you cannot kill me.
Just a straight face. The Terminator Rain. Well, it looks like EnVy are on the cusp of taking the first map. NBK coming in with a double op with Kenny S. This is something new. It is working to a treat. NBK might even get an ace. Going to be stolen by Happy, of course. Who else?
It's cool because NBK, I remember a long time ago, you would always basically, maybe you would even wince at the sight of him AWPing. You know, maybe a year ago, you'd be like, oh my god, please don't pick up the AWP NBK. But since then, he turned into a scout specialist, and he's definitely honed his sniper skills a little bit. It's a great off angle actually to take those repeaks, and T's. You typically don't expect that sort of a setup, to be honest. I think that's quite surprising, that first frag, and then you're in a spot where your teammate's dead. How do you trade him? The only way is to maybe try and take a 1 versus 1, but then you're giving him a chance to kill you, and then if he gets both of those kills, the round's over, so...
Yeah, that was a pretty solid performance by EnVy. FaZe had difficulty from the start, and again, it all came kind of tumbling down from the snowball turning into an avalanche there when Fox missed that shot over towards short. Basically, I mean, he was just, I think, a few pixels off of Devil's arm there. So, and then they just never, they had a tough start. I don't know if they just like went in dry with no warm up or anything, but they missed too many shots at the beginning, and then they just never got back into it. Yeko.
You never want to go in dry, James.
That's good.
That's a lesson. I don't want to call out individuals most of the time, but I think this game was a good example why Dust 2 is an op-heavy map, because in the beginning of the first half, you could see Fox on the FaZe team getting caught out. You know, he was around that car area, was a bit too aggressive, gets caught out by a flash, dies. Next gun round, he goes more aggressive towards long. Kenny S gets the duel there, and that's already 2 gun rounds where FaZe are at a disadvantage because their AWPer gets picked off, right? And when that happens too many times, I mean, the half just slips away from you, and it's what happened to FaZe.
Anything to add, Dan?
No, not really. I mean, I actually just was quite impressed that we saw anti-force buys, not just from EnVyUs, but repeatedly from EnVyUs, and also from FaZe. Both, I mean, FaZe were just sticking to long, which is fine because it's pretty foolproof. But EnVyUs did some great ones as well.
The game was definitely less messy than I expected it to be. I mean, if FaZe had a better first half, it could have been really close because you could see how they were going for. That's why Dust 2 is a pretty simple map. They would initially go long a lot, you know, win around there, then they just fake it, send maybe 1 or 2 players and go B with the C4. And it works because the CTs kind of have to react to it. It's what you did. Maybe you got a good spawn again, you do what works for you. So in the end, they just had a terrible first half, so it wasn't enough to bring it back.
All right. Cobblestone is going to be our second map of this best of 3, and it's giveaway time during the break, so we're going to be giving away a Glock Fade to subscribers and the Falchion StatTrack Fade. So the command will be !subs. We will see you after the break of map 2. See you in a few minutes.